Alright, this is the video on repairing this 89 Cutlass. Doing a quick old rust repair and a quick old paint job. The paint I've chosen for this isn't normally what I'd choose for a good car. It's just Rust-Oleum. Hopefully this car will last another year or so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up here to where the plate is on the inside, and the same way here. I'm going to weld a piece in here, and then what I'm going to do is weld my patch on the outside and flip it over. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. Tubers, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, I took and I cut up with the reciprocating saw up here and up here. Now I'm going to cut as much as I can with the little air nibbler. This is a Harbor Freight El Cheapo air nibbler. It probably needs the dies replaced on it because I've used it extensively, but it still works pretty decent for what it is. Let me move this air hose here around so I don't knock the tripod over. There we go. Let's see how much of this I can get out of here. Quite a bit, actually. Most of that was pretty decent on the inside. It was rusting from the outside in. So now I got to clean this all up and get it ready for the patch. I'm going to shut it off for a little bit and we'll be back. Alright, what I've done, tubers, is I've cleaned up enough of the rust here that where it's really jagged. I'm not going to clean it all up, obviously, because if I took it all off I'd have to remove the damn door, and frankly I don't want to do that. All I want to do is fix it up so it lasts another year. Now that's the right rear door skin there. I cut a good chunk out of there, and I'll show you the bottom. I don't know how well you can tell that that's the bottom of the door, but trust me, it is, and it's half rotted away. It left me enough to weld some patch metal, so I should be okay. Alright, tubers, here's the door bottom patch at the very bottom that I showed you. I had to make a very unique profile on that, and I'm going to punch some holes in there and I'm going to weld that in, and then I'll be able to make my other patch. But I'm going to make all my patches first, and then I'll take and weld that all in. Alright, here you go, tubers. I got the patch clamped there. It's not clamped all the way, but I got a couple clamps on it, and I'll clamp as I go. And then I got the patch for the door bottom. I got that made. You can see I took and I punched some holes in it, and I'm going to push that up against there and weld that all together, and then my door will be solid again, and then I'll work on some more patches. Alright, tubers, I got some primer thrown on it. I don't have any bondo on it yet, but I got some primer, and I'm progressing. And I got the front door panel, that's cleaned off. I gotta make a patch for that. And that fender's got a little hole in it. I make a little patch for that. And then I got a little bit of stuff to do on the back, where you can see where the welder is. I got a spot over there that I gotta work on. Then we got this rocker panel here. I gotta do something with that, and that needs a little bit of patch work. And this door is going to need a little bit of patch work. This is on the driver's side. That fender is going to need a little bit of patch work. Okay, tubers, I had to take the trim off on this driver's door. For any of you that have not done this, I had to experiment a little bit because I wasn't so sure myself. You need to, there's end caps on the trim, and what you need to do is that slides off of the brackets, so you don't have to pry it, you just slide it. That makes things a lot easier, because I started to pry on it and I thought I was going to break a bracket. Luckily I didn't. I had to, I don't know whether you can see, I had to chop a hole in the door. It was started to rust all the way through on the driver's door. The other door I already patched. You've seen that in my last video. But we're going to get this thing whipped into shape where it's not so bad. It ain't going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be. I'm not a professional at this shit. Got a brother that is, but I'm not. Alright, tubers. This is a continuation on the rust repair. I got this hole I had to cut out the rot. This is on the driver's side door. And that's the patch material I made. It was out of an old shelf. And I'm going to put that in there and repair that as best as I can. And we'll continue on with this project in a few. Well, tubers, here's a peek and see at the rear quarter on the passenger side. I need to do some extensive work here. I'll probably make this out of two maybe three pieces, because I got to conform to that. There's a little inset over here, and it's for the marker light. So I'm going to commence to working on making this patch. Alright tubers, here's the first part of the raw patch. Here. This camera's okay, but it's not meant for left-handed people for sure. I don't know whether you can tell, but I got that indented there. I'll show you how I did that in a minute, and that'll fit in there like so. I got to fit the bottom part a little bit more and weld a little piece on there. And then I got to weld a piece up on the top there where that hole is. I'm sure you can see it. And I got to cut it off right in this area right here. What I did is I cut down to make that raw patch. I cut down some pieces, the thickness of the indent that I needed, and then I just set my pieces on here like so, and I beat it with a ball peen hammer because I don't have any sophisticated tools. And I made my indent, and I straightened out the edges, and I got to bend that one a little bit to make it conform to the body so I can weld my other patch onto it. But that's how I made my raw patch. And where you see that little rust line there, that's where I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to cut it down across here and back, so I got something to weld to on the next piece, because it didn't give me much with all that rust. Okay, tubers, I don't know how much of this that's going to go, because this, not the battery, but the memory on this card is running low. Alright, we'll catch you in a bit. Well, for my demo work, this is my weapon of choice. And I got to cut some of that out of there. That's just too bad. I can't save hardly any of that. It's all rotted. So let me commence to cutting some of that out of there. Look at that rot. Just total rot. Just total rot. Look at that total rot. Now behind there, boys and girls, is good material behind this rust here. It's just back in here. I might have to cut a little piece of that out too. This I'm saving for a gauge. I won't do nothing with that until I get my total thing what I need. Now I got to clean this up with grinders and whatnot. Take and cut up here. Actually, you're supposed to have 3 teeth on the material at all times. But this is the finest blade I could get.